Okay, so one of the things you're going to be doing at second year level is building a house. And we need to be able to read plans and interpret plans and documents. And once we can read this plan and we can interpret this document, we can actually then build a house. Now you'll notice that on this plan here, there's a number of different elements. This is designed for a small model house. We have what is known as a site plan, this one here. Now the site plan is such that this is the house itself, and you can see there's a porch there. This arrow means it's facing north, this way is facing north, and this outside one is the block of land. And we can see how far the front of the house is set back from the street. We can also see how far the side of the house is set back from that side of the property. And we can also see how wide the property is, or the block of land is, and how long the property is. Now the other section, the other plans you've got here is elevation. So this is as if you're standing right next to the building and looking at it. So elevation, you've got elevation A, B, C and D. So elevation A, to understand where elevation A is, if we look over here on this floor plan, you'll notice there's a circle with an arrow on it, and the arrow is pointing this way with A on it. That indicates that you're standing this way and you're pointing towards, you're looking towards this wall. Same with elevation B over here. Okay, elevation B, arrow's pointing this way, that means you're actually standing here looking down this way. Elevation C, which is this one here, arrow on it, you're actually standing here looking at it that way. And then elevation B, or D rather, which is this one down here, and you're looking at it this way. Now on this document there's lots of measurements and all sorts of information. Can be a bit confusing, but hopefully we can get through this and understand how this all works. So there's three types of plans on here. There's a site plan, there's the elevation plan, and then there's the plan itself, the bird's eye view. Now this bird's eye view gives you all the measurements you need to know with regard to how to build the walls, how big the house is, but it doesn't tell you how high it is. On the elevations it shows you some of the heights. This just tells you the lengths. So you'll notice on here that there's a number of lines with numbers on them, and where there's a little cross, that indicates the measurement is from that spot there to that spot there. So for example, the house is 500 millimeters long from here to there. So if I put a bit of timber here, it's 500 millimeters from there to there. Why did it go off? It's still going, is it? Well, I'm hoping it's still going. It's 3 minutes, so that might be working for me. What do I see here? So, anyway, so in order to read the documents, as I said, you need to understand all these measurements. How wide the property is, and also it's got little things here that says 19 millimeters. That indicates the thickness or the width of the top and bottom plates. The timber is actually going to be 19 millimeters. So the timber you're using will be actually 8 millimeters wide here and 19 millimeters wide here, this way. This represents the framing timber. So once we can try to understand this, we can see the room measurement is 250 by 250, the internal part. And then the entry from here, from this point here, 238, by from here to here, it is 192. So what we need to do is we want to try and transfer these walls onto our floor, which I've previously done before. Now if you look at this one, you can see that I've got the porch here, I've got the walls all in place, I've got the doors in place, the entry and the room. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to do exactly this. So starting with a clean sheet, right, you'll get a clean sheet of MDF. What you'll need to do is draw up let's get this set up. Draw up this. So we know, for example, we know the porch is up here, so we want the porch to be around here. And we know the entry is going to be around here. And we know the room is going to be this big room down here, as it shows on the plan here. Now, using a piece of timber, first of all, what you want to do is we want to do this elevation C. So this is 500 millimetres from here to here. So all you need to do is get your piece of timber, long piece of timber, measure that off, just hold it flush against the edge there, and that's 500 millimetres. Next one we want to try and do is elevation A, which is this one here. This one here, it goes from this spot here to this spot here. Now we have to actually allow some extra measurements here, because it's 250 from the inside to the inside, but this wall actually extends past here. So 250 plus 19 plus 19 makes 200 and what is it? You need to calculate that yourself. So then I'm going to do this on this side. I've already calculated it myself. That's that one there. Now the next one along here, now all we need to do is put these ends in, this one here. Now because you're going to have a bit of timber here, and you're going to have a bit of timber here, we can't have a bit of timber going over the top of it. So we can't have this timber going like that or like that. It has to sit dead in between. And this gives us a measurement here. It does say here from here to here. If you have a look at the measurements from here, 298. So just with your lines, like that. Don't go over the lines. Same at the other end, should be 298. So that'll be the same. And then at the end here, actually there's a post. So that's a post that you're going to be putting on. So the next one we want to do is this centre wall here. Now we know that this centre wall will go to this spot here. So we go to the end there. So it's just a matter of drawing that across, eyeing it up, making sure it's straight, because we want our wall to be like that. And this one will be like that. This one will be like that. Now the last one we need to do is this little front door here. So we know the front door, according to here, I have to come in 41 plus 19. So 41 plus 19 equals 60. So I need to measure in 60 millimetres. And then my front door, you can just line that up. And that will go there. So next what we need to do then is, once you've done that, next video will be on how to set up where your windows and your doors go.